Hello, good morning or good evening, I tell you all, depending on the time you listen to this episode. Music with everything. It means music you don't listen to every day on the radio. And because I want to maintain this line, I look daily for artists and bands that go beyond the musical pattern imposed by mainstream radio stations. While searching the internet for the past few days, I noticed a band from Switzerland, Sophie de Quay and the WaveGuards. How did I notice them? Because the song I clicked on YouTube is a cover of a Romanian song, better said of a Romanian hit, composed by George Grigoriu in 1971 and released at Electrecord Records. Before saying the artist's name and listening to the original song, I wanna tell you that I was intrigued and happy at the same time that a band of Swiss who speak French and a little English managed to make a cover after a Romanian song and more than that, to sound very good. So I started looking for information about them. They were founded as a band about 3 years ago. The style approached pop electro. They didn't think long and they already have more than 150 concerts organized all over the world. Switzerland, France, Belgium, Spain, Lebanon, New York and Romania. They performed in Romania in 2017 for the first time during the International Light Music Festival George Grigoriu in Brăila, 3rd edition. And in 2018 they returned to us to promote their first album Drop the Mask on March 23 in Bucharest and on March 25 in Buzău. In addition to all this, I managed to get in touch with Sophie, the voice of this musical trio, which also includes Simon and Tim, two very talented multi-instrumentalists who complement and spice up Sophie's strong voice and the band's generous sound. Sophie turned out to be a very cool girl, to whom I didn't have to tell her much to convince her to give me an interview, only that she had the mention of doing it in English. I didn't think too much and I said yes. So if you're curious and want to get to know Sophie de Quay and the WaveGuards better, stay tuned. We'll talk to them as soon as we listen to Angela Similia with the hit I have said earlier, Twilight. Hello Sophie, hello Simon, hello Tim, and welcome to my podcast.
Hi Gabriel, thank you for having us.
First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to make this interview with you. This podcast, it's about the music that you don't listen every day on mainstream radio stations, and you guys seem to fit perfectly in here.
We do have singles playing on the Swiss radios, but we also like to have a few songs that are less radio friendly and maybe more felt.
I've listened to all your songs that you have on your YouTube channel, and I have to tell you that I'm impressed. You're something else. It's not what you hear every day. How this all started?
I was hired to sing at a charity ball in Switzerland, and I hired Simon as a pianist to accompany me. It was supposed to be a single concert, but then when we went downstage, because of the magical moment we had, Simon asked me if I wanted to create a band. In the room, we were very lucky that day. The Swiss ambassador in Lebanon was in the public and he asked us to go on tour in Lebanon. We decided to create the band, Sophie de Quay and the WaveGuards, and we then had the opportunity to travel first in Lebanon and then around the world in Romania, Belgium, Spain, New York, France, Singapore, China, India, and Japan. Our music is inspired by all those trips and tours and the beautiful cultures and people that we got to discover.
That's a nice story to tell. I see that you perform more than 150 concerts throughout the world. But in Romania, how did you guys land it here? And how did you find out about the international festival George Grigoriu?
A Swiss manager asked us to represent Switzerland at the festival George Grigoriu. That's how we discovered Romania for the first time. The person in charge of the culture at the Swiss embassy in Bucharest was at the concert at the festival, and since they liked our performance, they asked us to come back in Romania a year later after the release of our first album, Drop the Mask. On that time, we performed for Les Fêtes de la Francophonie to represent Switzerland and play in Bucharest at the Green Hours Club and in Buzău. We also enjoyed noticing that many Romanians we met were learning French.
I was wondering how did you picked up the song Amurgul for a cover, but then I saw that George Grigoriu is the producer of that song and I made a connection with the festival. Did you perform this song at the festival back in 2017?
Yes, we did perform Amurgul at the George Grigoriu festival. We were a little bit stressed singing in Romanian in front of Romanian people. The concept of the festival is that we play one song of our repertoire and one Romanian song. So we listened to a lot of Romanian songs, but Amurgul was definitely our favorite. The lyrics are very poetic and the music is beautiful.
Was it a performance of the original song or was it your cover that you played? How did the audience receive it?
We did our version and the public was really touched to hear a Swiss band singing in Romanian.
If they liked it, I know that my audience will like it too. So let's listen to the cover of the Amurgul and we'll be back with Sophie de Quay and the WaveGuards in a few minutes. Enjoy!
Amurgul e ziua ce nu vrea să sfârșească, e noaptea care sta să se nască, e valul care stinge vălvățaie soarelui. E poarta deschisă vizului, che te vise in flore, Dar câte vise veștejesc când se întinde ripile, să aprinde ștelele. Amurgul e timpul care vine și se duce, e focul ce se afla la răscruce, e ce spre care suie gale liniștea, e ceasul când cântă dragostea. Câte inimi nu treza, dar și plâng multe în zadar, când deschide plapele să adune ratele.
I have to tell you that you sing very well in our language. Is there someone who taught you how to pronounce, or was it just you?
A Romanian friend of ours in Switzerland translated the lyrics for us, so at least we could know what we were singing, what we were talking about. Since we don't speak a single word of Romanian, we had to listen to this song at least 100 times and learn it phonetically. It was a tough work, but they said we had a nice accent, especially Simon.
The original song has a very complex orchestral arrangement, but your cover is so simple and yet so deep and sensitive. What's the secret? The recipe, the ingredients that make simplicity still seem complex.
As a music producer, Simon always says that you can recognize great songs only with harmony and melody. This one is no exception, and the only secret we have is that we went back at the core of the song and tried to play it as it came. So, one piano, two voices, and then we added a few synths.
You did a great job with this cover, and I know that Romanian audience will appreciate it. If the feedback is okay, will you think to make another cover in Romanian language for the future?
If our Romanian audience grows and that we have opportunities to perform there again, we will definitely consider singing another Romanian song.
That would be great. I saw that you're not alone in your musical adventure. You have a couple of guardian angels beside you. One of them is Lionel Capouillet, the biggest sound engineer of French-speaking music productions. He worked with Stromae and Maître Gims, and he sublimates your music. Another one is Pascal Auberson, your godfather and mentor. How you got to know them and how the collaboration with these two great artists began.
It is very important as young musicians to have mentors and to be in contact with experienced artists because it gives you advices. And Pascal Auberson, for example, he's the one that helps us go beyond our boundaries. With him, we experienced new sounds, new ways of singing. And on our first EP, we covered one of his songs, and on our first album, Drop the Mask, we took one of his songs as well, 20 ans in French. It was a big challenge. In the music industry, you also have to dare to create opportunities. Lionel Capouillet, well, Tim knew him. He met him at a festival once, and then when we started working on our first album, first EP, we needed a sound engineer for the mixing, and we thought, well, we have Lionel Capouillet's contact, maybe he'll say yes, maybe no, but we'll try. And we wrote to him, and now we've been working with him for 3.5 years. We're very lucky to be working with him, and we know it's quality work that he delivers all the time, so it's very important for us, for our products. And he also became a great friend. You've
released your first album, Drop the Mask, back in 2018. Since it's the first, is it an experimental album or is the style that represents you as a band?
Our music style is electropop. In this first album, we didn't want to put any barriers. We really want our three personalities to be expressed in the album, and we have a lot of different influences, but we still have the same sound, and the voice is the red line of the album.
In order for listeners to better understand what music are we talking about when we say Sophie de Quay and the WaveGuards, I choose the song Storm to listen.
After the calm arrived a storm. It came from nowhere, broke our homes, lifted us off the ground, so powerful, yet without a sound. I tried my best to fight against it, firmly hooked to my cozy habits. But when a raindrop fell on my cheek, I opened my arms, gave myself to the wind. I woke up from a dream so real. My eyes were closed, but I could feel the power of the hurricane that made me fly away from rain. Think of all the infinite ways, the choices we could have made that day. We were told to stay on track, but it was too late to step back. Think of all the infinite ways. My life was written, so was yours. The thunder struck me at the source. The day I met you arrived that storm. This day my heart died, then was reborn. I woke up from a dream so real. My eyes were closed, but I could feel the power of the hurricane that made me fly away from rain. Think of all the infinite ways, the choices we could have made that day. We were told to stay on track, but it was too late to step back. Think of all the infinite ways. Suddenly, the light came through.
Sophie, what are your plans for 2020? Some new releases, maybe a new album?
We were supposed to represent Switzerland in South America in March. Unfortunately, as you know, we were all confined, so we decided to take a positive aspect of this. We took the time to work on a second album that will be released in November 2020. But before this, on the June 12th, we'll be releasing a new single.
Can you tell us what the new album will be called and how many tracks will it contain?
This is still a secret, but if you want to know, please connect to our social medias, because we'll announce everything in this coming up month. We're on Facebook and Instagram.
What is the song you are going to release in June about, and how did you come up with the idea?
So our new single coming out on June 12th is called New Dawn. It's a single with summer sounds and dancing rhythms. I hope we'll see you dancing in Romania on that song. It's an original song that we wrote during the confinement, so those 2 months. It was mixed in Brussels at the Studio Air by Lionel Capouillet. This song expresses a rebirth and a new start, the dawn that announces the big day, the one of freedom, and where families and friends will be reunited.
I can't wait for the new song, and with your consent, I will gladly broadcast it in my podcast.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. I will send it to you as soon as it's released.
Thank you again for giving me this interview, Sophie. Say hello and all the best to Simon and Tim, and in the end, let's listen to I Don't Know.
Thank you, Gabriel, and we really hope to come back in Romania to present our second album. Mulțumesc! I didn't choose to be alive. brighter